Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bill Clements, the incredibly proud principal of East Bridgewater Junior Senior High School, and I would like to welcome everyone to the commencement ceremony for the graduating class of 2023. At this time, I welcome everyone to please stand for our national anthem being performed by our East Bridgewater Junior Senior High School Concert Band. Thank you. You may be seated. I would like to begin by welcoming our members of the school committee, Superintendent Legault, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Williams, our esteemed faculty, family, friends, colleagues, community members, and of course, our class of 2023. Before we begin this evening's celebration, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge a recent loss that has impacted our school and our community. I ask you to please join me in a moment of silence to acknowledge Ava Patetti, a talented and remarkable young woman who passed away earlier this week. On behalf of Ava's family, we thank you. As we begin this evening's celebration, I'd like to take a moment to point out emergency exits located around the building and around the field. Please make note of their locations, and should you need assistance at any point in the evening, please reach out to any staff member, emergency personnel, or volunteers. I would also like to take a moment to share that this evening we're continuing a very special tradition. Due to the efforts of EBCAM, you are all witnessing a graduation ceremony that is being broadcast live and worldwide via the internet. Hello to our families and friends who are watching from their own homes here in East Bridgewater, across Massachusetts, from coast to coast and beyond. We welcome you all to our celebration of the accomplishments of these 154 graduates. Turning our focus from the world back to a little closer to home, on a day built for recognition, I would also ask for all veterans and active members of our military, as well as police, fire, and first responders, to please stand as we express our gratitude. I would also like to take a moment to recognize the members of this class who will be continuing their education in the service of our country. I ask the following members of the class to please stand and remain standing as I read your names. Stephen Cleary. Stephen will be entering the ROTC at the Citadel in South Carolina. Pat Donahue. Pat will be attending Mass Maritime Academy. Yvonne Haynes. Mass Maritime Academy. And Ryan Powers, who will also be attending Mass Maritime Academy. These students have made decisions to pursue careers in the military and/or service of our country, and upon graduation, will be moving on in that direction. One more time, please express our collective thanks and appreciation. One more acknowledgement. I'd like to take a moment to share a first or two firsts within our graduating class. This year, we have had our 2 inaugural candidates of what we hope becomes a long-standing tradition here in East Bridgewater, the East Bridgewater Fire Science Academy. In addition to meeting all of their graduation requirements set forth by our academic institution, these 2 students have taken multiple courses at the collegiate level, spent hundreds of hours this year working with the East Bridgewater Fire Department, and Captain Kelly of our fire department shared with me just a few things that they have accomplished. At this time, I would ask Samantha Elsmore and Brett Peterson to please stand. These 2 students were certified in CPR, intubated mannequins, took vital signs, and rode in the back of an ambulance in their medical training. On their fire training, they wore 50 pounds of gear, used hand tools. I'm going to speed it up because they did a lot of stuff, but we're also keeping an eye on the sky. Crawled around in blacked out masks performing a search and rescue, breached walls, hooked up fire hydrants, deployed hose lines, climbed ladders, found themselves 100 feet up in the air in the tower truck, used the jaws of life for vehicle extrication, and together, no challenge was left unfinished. They worked flawlessly as a team and supported each other every step of the way. Upon completion of this program, they are being offered a job in the East Bridgewater Call Department and a future spot at the Massachusetts Department of Fire Services, bringing them one step closer to becoming a full-time firefighter. Later on this evening, Captain Kelly will be awarding these 2 graduates their diplomas, embossed with the first of a special seal. And to continue our welcome, at this time, I would like to invite to the podium Ms. Lauren Foster, Chair of the East Bridgewater School Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Clements. Good evening, friends, family, faculty, and most importantly, graduates of East Bridgewater's class of 2023. You graduate today equipped with the knowledge, skills, and courage to embark on new adventures and face the challenges that lie ahead. In these new adventures and challenges, remember that true success takes many forms. It will look different to every single one of you, and there is no set path to get there. Just remember to give yourself grace as you work through it all, no matter how long it takes, because 20 years down the road, your definition of success and the path you take to get there could look very different from what it looks like today, and that's okay. For example, I applied to college as a therapeutic recreation major, but arrived at UNH undeclared. Within 3 semesters, I was applying to transfer to BSU as an education major, and now I have a bachelor's in writing and I run a math journals program. Not one of these things looks like the other. I have brothers in the trades and the military. My husband started off at UMass as a chemical engineering major and now serves the fire department focusing on first responder mental health. And here's the kicker. While we are each grateful to be able to provide for our families doing things we mostly enjoy, if you asked us where our success and our joy comes from, it isn't much to do with paying the bills. We find it in being able to take a walk in the woods on a beautiful day and getting crafty on a rainy Saturday afternoon and watching our kids do what they love in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that's not mine, and in our volunteer work and community service. So while you navigate the future and its many detours ahead, don't forget that often what makes us happy is not always the same as what pays the bills, and I encourage you to make room for both. I'm confident that each of you leaves here today with exactly what you need to take the next step, and whether it's 3 years from now or 20, you will find your own definition of success and put in the necessary to work to get there. On behalf of the East Bridgewater School Committee, congratulations to you, our class of 2023. Here's to a bright future ahead. And now I'll hand it over to Superintendent Legault.
I crossed out about 3 pages at this time because Mr. Clements told me it was coming in. So welcome to our school committee, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and friends, and most importantly, our graduates. This is your night. Principal Clements and all of the East Bridgewater Public Schools, junior, senior high school teachers, and administration and staff, nicely done. We also send our thoughts and hopes to the Whitman-Hanson School District as they graduate this evening. It takes a village to raise a child. Mr. Clements, a beautiful night, and the rain is on its way, so I will skip right to the end. Graduates, members of the school committee, faculty, staff, family, and friends, with the authority that has been granted to me by the Department of Education of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I hereby recognize and confirm each graduate to receive their diploma. Congratulations, graduates. Let them begin the 2023 commencement. It is my distinct honor to introduce Class President Ryan Shepard.
Thank you. I would like to start by thanking all of the friends, family, and teachers who have gotten each of us to this day. I would also like to offer a special thanks to our class advisors, Mrs. McGovern and Ms. Diaz, for their dedication and time that they have poured into serving this class, as we would never have had half the fun opportunities that we had this year without the two of them. I would finally like to thank my mom, my dad, and my sister Nicole, whose support has allowed me to stand up here today. Now, to my friends, the class of 2023, we have finally arrived at the end of our journey together. For many of us, this is a bittersweet moment. The friendships we have built and the memories we have created at this school are strong enough to last a lifetime. But I know it has been difficult to prepare ourselves for the next chapter of our lives nonetheless. Our 4 years have been filled with highs and lows from the beginning to now, but we faced it all together. New schedules in a pandemic were no match for us. Neither were the constant administration changes, including a combined total of at least 8 principals and vice principals. But who's counting? What has lasted over these years are the bonds we created with our friends, our families, and the teachers in the face of these challenges. We cannot fear the future, for our minds and our hearts have grown and been nourished by love and care. Even though we have to leave much behind, these things will be forever unchanged. As we graduate today, I hope you will take this time to reflect on your educational career at East Bridgewater with me. The Central School was the beginning of our journey for many of us. The fun never stopped from picking circles, squares, or rectangle crackers at snack time, to waiting for our turn at the water table and anxiously waiting for our chicks to hatch. Then we moved on to the middle school, where academics started to become more serious, but drunk goggles with Officer Harvey and daring each other to join chorus at lunch brought a smile to our faces. Finally, we began our 6th-year journey at East Bridgewater Junior Senior High School. Our 7th and 8th grade years held events like the Turkey Bowl and World Cup, where competition was serious until the teachers played and we stood no chance. Even after the disruption of our freshman year, we persevered and paved a new path forward, making the most of our high school years at events like March Madness, where we had fun first and worried about the seniors cheating later. Finally, in our senior year, we enjoyed these same events and more, taking advantage of our senior skip blocks and supporting our friends at every single game, performance, and play imaginable. Take these memories and embrace the life lessons you have learned here as you take the next step into your futures. The love and support we received here has taught us to make friends, advocate for ourselves, and above all, have fun doing it. You will continue to do these things tomorrow, the next day, and every single day afterwards. I am proud to say I've gotten to know all of you at least a little bit, and also know that I am proud of the adults that we have all grown into. No matter where life takes you next, each one of you will brighten the world in your own special way. As you reflect on your experience in East Bridgewater, I urge you to have no regrets. Even if you didn't have the high school experience that everyone's always chasing, take pride in knowing that you forged your own path and found happiness in your own way. Understand that there are no wrong ways to journey forward as you continue to make your own path through life. Nobody will tell you that this transition will be easy. Some of you will be moving away from the people you have been surrounded by your entire lives. But how could you possibly be afraid of a future that you get to choose each and every day? It's your time to decide what's in store for you, to wake up and embody everything you want to be. Your surroundings may change, but you and your heart will find the best in everyone and everything. I hope that you had a great time together, because I know that I did. I wish you all the best in your bright future. Thank you. I would now like to welcome to the podium Andy Pham, our class communication officer.
Hello and welcome parents, staff, and others to our graduation. I would like to thank my mother, my brother, and my father who moved me forward with my high school life. Even if I may make a fool of myself, they keep me on track. I will also like to thank our school advisors for their hard work. At first, I thought I would never be standing right here in front of so many people, but thanks to many students and teachers who pushed me to find my voice, I want to thank them to help me get where I am now. And for the class of 2023, we all work hard throughout our high school journey and get to where we are now. I would like to say that we all are proud of what you guys have done and will bring to your future after you leave this place. From the first chapter of our high school life to the next of becoming adults, we will make achievements and leave behind our legacies that will go beyond lunch their stories. One such person is our secretary and our salutatorian, Zachary Higgins, who worked hard with our class and showed support to our goals. Please welcome Zach Higgins.
Thanks, Andy. Before I begin my speech today, I'd like to thank everyone who has played a significant role in my education. First, I'd like to give a shout out to Mrs. McCarthy and Mrs. Rocha, who carried me through the elementary school and the middle school. After receiving that type of support, I expected to be left for dead entering the high school. However, after 6 years in the high school, I couldn't have been further from the truth. Over the past 6 years, I have created relationships and bonds that will last a lifetime, and friendships that go far deeper than the word teacher, coach, or trainer. I'd like to thank Mr. Horgan for being by my side since my first step in the building and on the field in 7th grade. He turned me into who I am today and was there anytime I needed him. I'd like to thank Evan for spending loads of time, probably something that amounts to hours, hearing me complain about all of my injuries, many of which he thought were fake. I'd like to thank Mr. Pickless for helping me whenever I came to him with questions on the track or in the weight room, and for always pushing me to excel. I'd like to thank Mr. Mullins, East Bridgewater class of 2012 salutatorian, for inspiring me to give my all, do my best, be the bigger person in many situations where it was hard to do, and for being the silent light during my darkest times. I'd also like to thank Ms. Hulk for putting me through the emotional rigor of the writing gauntlet twice over these past few years, which prepared me for what college may feel like and for being an amazing teacher in general. I'd also like to thank all the other members of the school who were there for me, Mr. Patty and Mrs. Siddiqui, just to name a couple. I'd like to give a quick shout out to my friends who played an important role in my life to this point. You know who you are. Last of all, family. My mom, my dad, and my brother Ben were all the foundation of my success, and I wouldn't even be close to the person I am if it weren't for them. I love you all. While I've learned many lessons during my time in high school, the most important lesson was one that many of us know, but that the majority of us neglect. That lesson is that comparison is the thief of joy. I'd always known of this old adage, but I was never truly focused on its meaning, and it certainly wasn't going to be the topic of my speech. As I brainstormed topics to write about, my mind was all over the place, but the one common denominator was Faith's speech last year was amazing. Every single time I asked someone or someone asked me about my speech, I was constantly reminded about how good her speech was. Don't get me wrong, her speech was incredible, but my mind always went straight to belittling what would be my speech in comparison to hers. At that moment, it clicked. I knew that I would write about comparison being the thief of joy because while I was stoked about earning salutatorian honors and being in this position today, the excitement and triumph were blanketed by that comparison. As I was thinking back to characterize what comparison is in this context, I realized that, as dumb as it sounds, it's like a fruit fly trapped in your house on a summer day. It's persistent. It never leaves. It's always there whether you realize it or not. It's annoying and bothersome when you're focused on it, and it's near impossible to get rid of. These comparisons are present in everyone's everyday life. In my life, comparisons have always stolen my feelings of joy. I thought I ran a good race during track and had a good meet, but someone beat me. I thought I had a good soccer game and a better season, but someone else's games and seasons overshadowed mine. I thought I got a good grade, but someone got a better grade than me. Even in this instant, that comparison could be present, although it's not, because today is a day of celebration for all. I'm graduating salutatorian, but I'm not valedictorian. That right there is the death of happiness. That right there is what everyone needs to avoid. You need to be proud of what you've done and the accomplishments you've achieved. You can't compare yourselves to others because you didn't have the same life as them, the same preparation as them, or the same goals as them. Not everyone is good at everything. We all have our specialties and we are all created in our own unique ways. You just need to live your own life. Each and every one of you graduating today needs to be proud of yourselves for making it here and achieving all that you have throughout high school. Parents, you need to be proud of your kids for making it here today, for crossing what was once a stage, for receiving that diploma, for moving on to the next chapter of their life. Not everyone makes it to where your kids are, so be proud of them. I don't care if your kid didn't play sports like you wanted them to. Be proud of them. I don't care if your kids didn't get the grades you wanted them to. Be proud of them. I don't care if your kids aren't going to the college you want them to or college at all. Be proud of them. Each and every student graduating today is talented at their own thing, whatever it is, and will find success down the road. To the class of 2023, be proud of who you are and what you have achieved. You've been through times that people don't know, and they've been through things that you don't know. So all I ask is that no one compares themselves to anyone else today or tomorrow. I'm proud to have been your friend and your secretary, your friend, your secretary, and your classmate. Thank you. Please join me in welcoming our class treasurer, Gio Pires DePina.
I bet no one knew I was a class treasurer. Hi, everybody. I'm Gio. I'm gonna make this nice and sweet and short. No, short and sweet. I want to give it thanks to Mrs. McGovern and Ms. Dyers because none of us would be here. You know, this week has been crazy. But I'd like to thank my classmates, all these nice teachers and faculty in the school. I'd like to thank my family, my friends, and that's pretty much it. We got the band here. Rock on.
Thank you, Gio. We're going to make a quick change to the program, and it is with apologies as we watch the skies. We're going to see if we can squeeze the musical performance in at the end of the evening if the skies permit. But so we can get to the graduates, and as I'm getting notes sent to my phone, we're going to temporarily move that to a little later in the program. So apologies, and thank you for your understanding. At this time, I would like to call to the podium a student who is one of the greatest examples that this town has ever seen of what it means to be a Viking. The class of 2023 Vice President, Miss Emma Bolio.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I just want to give a simple thank you to everyone here today, especially the Child family, Mrs. McGovern, Miss Dias, Miss Smalls, and Miss Holk, that made it possible for my fellow classmates and I to have this opportunity today. Without any of you, graduation would seem like a faraway dream. For those of you who don't know me already, my name is Emma Bolio, and I've had the honor of being the class vice president for the past 4 years. You may know that I'm a graduating senior as I stand up here today with my fellow classmates. But what you may not know is that I'm Key Club president or president of the Student Senate. You may not know that I'm a daughter to my mother Heidi, who watches above in heaven, or to my father Bill in the crowd today. I'm a sister to my 2 older brothers, Evan and Jacob, to my sister-in-law Nina, and to my little sister Abby, who has been the light in my darkest of times. I'm a niece, I'm a cousin, I'm an aunt, I'm a friend. I am human. And just like all of you here today, I have things I aspire to be and I have goals I wish to achieve. I make mistakes, many, many, many mistakes. I have dreams and I have fears. I'm afraid of speaking up here today, because public speaking is not my thing. I'm afraid that the comfort of these walls that I've walked for the past 6 years will no longer keep me safe. I'm afraid of the ocean, of the dark, and especially heights. I have fears of failure, but with those fears come hope. I hope to create a brighter future. I hope that the world is a little more kinder to my little sister. I hope to overcome those fears. But more importantly, I hope to be more like one girl, one member of the graduating class of 2023, one of my closest friends. She appears to have no fears. She is an independent woman capable of endless opportunities. She's a girl who makes the world brighter with just a simple smile. She is one of the most humble and caring people that I've ever met. She is driven by her studies and never shies away from a moment full of literature, arts, or music. She reminds me that it's okay to be fearful, as my fears remind me that I have something to lose, and that gives me hope. Tori, or even Vicky P., I am so proud of you, and the world fears the greatness your future holds. And even though you'll be across the ocean, far away in London, we're only one call away, so don't worry. So please allow me to formally introduce the valedictorian of the 2003 graduating class, the fearless Victoria Pino.
Hello. I wanted to start off this speech with a classic welcome. Welcome, friends and parents, teachers and administrators. Welcome, class of 2023. We did it. Give yourselves a round of applause. I'm honored to be standing in front of you all today, celebrating the kids I grew up with, the kids who are now going to walk across this stage today and graduate as strong young adults. I'm so proud of how far we've come, and I'm excited to see what we can do on our own, exploring and changing the world. I can't think of a better group of people to share this next step with. Of course, I am more than grateful to be your valedictorian and to have this space to try and inspire you all as we finally graduate high school. However, public speaking is not necessarily my strong suit, and usually I don't have much to say. If I'm being honest about these past few weeks, I spent a lot less time writing this speech and more of it simply struggling to come up with an idea on what to say to you guys. This moment is such an important piece of our lives, the closure to 4 years of constant growing and learning. I wasn't quite sure of what to say in light of it. And if I'm being completely and totally honest, I actually had a whole other draft planned out before I realized it wasn't at all what I wanted to say, and I scrapped it all. And still, the more I continued to think through my ideas, the less they stuck with me, because really I was stuck worrying. It didn't feel right to be anxious about graduating when everyone around me was excited. I knew these past 4 years had been tough and for most had been a roller coaster to go through. So yeah, of course we should be thrilled to go out and live our dreams, no matter what kind of nerves are tucked in the back of our minds. Yet, somehow, I couldn't keep myself from worrying. I couldn't stop thinking about leaving. I couldn't stop thinking about growing up and becoming a completely different person without the comfort of my friends' familiar faces. I couldn't stop thinking that maybe I didn't want to leave. And no, that isn't to say I'm going to miss high school, exactly. Sorry, staff. But I am going to miss the people I've grown up around, the friends and teachers who have guided me through the years, my family, my siblings. It's going to be hard to think of life without them constantly there beside me. So I got worried. I started second-guessing my decisions and thinking that I was an idiot for trying to be so independent so fast. I started dreading the moment I'd have to hug my friends and family goodbye and ship myself off to college. I started dreading this moment, a moment that is supposed to be the most rewarding part of high school. And not only the most rewarding part, but our last big celebration. The last time we'll be with all of our peers before we split apart and discover our own worlds. I feared it. But with a little more reflection, I was able to remind myself that it's normal to be afraid, to be nervous, especially when your whole life is changing around. And not only is it okay to be nervous, but really you should be nervous. Because trust me, everyone around you is too. Whether you're going to college, the workforce, the military, or simply taking a gap year to yourself, you're learning a whole new way of life. It's going to take some getting used to, so remember to trust yourself. And trust that over time you'll adapt, as I know you all can. More importantly, when you adapt into your new environment and discover new parts of yourself, remember that even when it feels like you're millions of miles away from the life you grew up living, it's going to continue living with you. I know for me personally, that's been the biggest struggle in adapting recently. There's so many wonderful things in my life that mean the world to me, and I'm not ready to let them go. But that's okay, because I might be moving on, but I'm not letting them go. I'm storing them right here, and they'll stay there. You have to trust that they'll stay there and wait for you, and that they'll continue to wait for you until you're ready to return. Be proud of moving on. Don't let these memories and friendships keep you from moving on. Because moving on is not leaving and forgetting. It's leaving and tucking those memories neatly away into the corner of here so that they're ready for you when you come back. You don't have to lose anything from moving on. You just have to trust that even though you've grown and become your own person, they'll be ready for you when you come back. Let yourself go live the life you've always wanted to live. Move on and flourish, because this home will not forget you. Your friends, teachers, and family will not forget you. They're cheering for you to be the best you can be. So go out there and show them what you can do. Thank you. I now turn the microphone back over to Mr. Clements.
Thank you, Tori. For those of you following along in the program, as everyone is, this is the last moment before the presentation of diplomas. So I will be cutting my speech on the fly. Just going to remind everyone of a few messages that our students have already shared with us. Ryan, you brought us back some core memories and reminded us that while your surroundings may change, our hearts never will. Andy, in a few short words, you spoke about the power of these people who believe in you and pushed you to things you never thought possible. Zach, there is depth in your words, and with that depth, you reminded us all to search for the many things of which we should all be proud. Gio, in case you can't tell, he's a man with a lot of personality, but tonight, not too many words, and that was great. Rock on. Emma, you laid bare your soul. You opened yourself up as you admitted your fears, and you spoke of the power of love and friendship. May we all be so brave. And Tori, you're one of the most exceptional students that this school has seen in quite some time. You reminded us all that nerves and worry are okay, as they ultimately help us flourish. These are the words upon which we should all focus tonight. Class of 2023, this is your night. Congratulations to each and every one of you. And now, at this moment, just give us 2 more seconds to pull everything together as we prepare for the presentation of diplomas.
Just one person. Whoever's handing out.
If our class marshals could please direct our first row to rise. Our first graduate, Victoria Isabel Pino. Zachary David Higgins. Ryan Michael Shepard. Emma Ann Bolio. Ryan Shepard. Thank you. Giovanni Andre Pires de Pina. We're not going to let them slow us down. Andy Huang Pham. Jordan Ryan Russo. Hope Alexandra Newman. Peter Lucian Furia. Caitlin Ruth Gallagher. Abigail Adams Barry. Mackenzie Faith Brenton. Mia Christine Brunicini. Molly Elizabeth Butts. Ilyani Capellan. Elizabeth Alana Chelmo. Shay Lu Ning Child. Kaylee Ann Connell. Kylie Marie Conway. Shannon O'Brien Sear. Kaylee Donovan. Kylie Rose Gardner. Benjamin Orr Haynes. Yvonne Haynes. Jordan May Joseph. Phoebe Ella Gloria Catillus. Sean Patrick Ken. Chloe Joy Lang. Rory Francis Lonergan. Brooke Ann Leiden. Lindsay Rose McGuire. Logan Christopher McGuire. Lauren Elizabeth McBurney. Allison Rose Melcher. Alexandra Kavanaugh Merlino. Michel Edouard Mondesir. Ava Elaine Mooney. Jillian Marie Oliver. Sarah Josephine Pichet. Emily Margaret Reed. Brian Dennis Rapetta. Nathan Owen Riley. Matthew Blair Sebastian. Jacqueline Faith Stella. Nicholas Ho Tarara. Jordan Irene Welkovic. Gage Thomas Williams. Samantha Elizabeth Elsmore. Brett Michael Peterson. Ryan Joseph Avery. Ava Lynn Baldner. Michaela Adelaida Barry. Colin George Black. Emma Kathleen Bousquet. Piper Ann Bradbury. Sophie Catherine Bradbury. Olivia Kathleen Kiola. Christ Alyssa Melissa Calixt. Micah Daniel Cardoza. Stephen Francis Cleary. Sherrod Lemoyne Claredonna. Michael Lewis Coles. Brendan William Craig. Jonah Daniel Cronin. Dwayne Crosby Jr. Brian Joseph Cutting. Jack Michael Davis. Yana Lopes DeAndrade. Patrick Sean Donahue. Tyler Jamie D'Onofrio. Christina Elena Donoso. Tyler Patrick Drayton. Jacob Robert Eaton. Sarah Erin Engstrom. Cameron Mark Farrell. Mateus Kevin Fleck. Cameron Robert Francis. Sunny Barbara Fritz. Kieran Mark Golden. Zargona Ghoul. Sage Gurney. Kara Annalise Hancock. Cole Patrick Harrington. Jackson Robert Harris. Molly Isabella Hayward. Yvette Hemstreet. Marcus Ray Howington. Ryan Francis Hunter. Isabella Rose Iapika. Ryan Alexander Jacobs. Jacob Curtis Johnson. Abby Mae Mio Jones. Kirsten Elise Keenan. Jeremy Joseph Keneally. Cadence Josephine Shalander. Emily Annalise Neefer. Samantha Marie Kuhn. Thomas David Leo Laval. Hannah Mary Lewis. Caden John Libby. Gabrielle Katori Lincoln. Angela Helen Long. Courtney Kimberly Lewis. Lorenzo Tyler Martirano. Lucas Devin Mason. Abigail Irene McCoy. Kyle Charles McDonald. Alex Jason McDonald. Raymond William McNaught. Shaylin Faye Moore. Annalise Morales. Landon A. Morin. Connor James Morrill. Alexandria Marie Mulligan. Abigail Jacqueline Nakar. Stephen Andrew Nazir. Riley Stewart Nilsson. Daniel Michael O'Reilly. Michael Jonathan Oman. Spencer Robert Orofino. John Palaguachi. Luke John Perry. Anthony James Patetti. Angel Jaden Perillo. Kaylee Ann Phillips. Haley Christine Pickett. Juliana Elizabeth Pickett. Madison Marie Pina. Jake Matthew Powers. Ryan Connor Powers. Aiden Joseph Puliafico. Emma Camille Puliafico. Ryan Edward Puliafico. Jake Andrew Redder. Jordan Anthony Roback. James Jordan Joseph Salvi. Scarlett Josephine Schneider. Jake Landon Shaw. Alexis Jade Smith. Aiden James Stewart. Brett Sean Tata. Gianna Shea Turan. Ryan William Thompson. Emma Lynn Trudell. Nicholas Peter Uzo. Leah Rose Van Vechten. John Thomas Vella. Aaron Paul Vieira. Bradford Michael Walker. Madison Elizabeth Walker. Khalil Jashawn Washington. Brandon Scott Welsh. Caden Richard Wigger. How about one more round of applause for the class of 2023? Michael, can you keep on the paper? At this time, I would like to call to the podium Class President, Mr. Ryan Shepard, and our Junior Class President, Kate Kaposi, for the passing of the gavel.
Kate, it is now my pleasure, duty, and honor to pass this gavel to you as the president of the class of 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. You and the class of 2023 have been exemplars of what it means to be a Viking, and your classmates have set a shining example of accomplishment and leadership. The class of 2024 is proud to follow in your footsteps, and will do our best to follow your fine example of a senior class. And now back to Mr. Clements.
Before we say goodbye today, and you officially become graduates of East Bridgewater Junior Senior High School, I would like to take the opportunity to thank several people and organizations who have made this evening, this week, and the past 13 years possible. I have a list. The skies are moving. I'm going to move quickly. It's always my fear that someone will be forgotten, as this has truly been a community endeavor. Thank you to Russ Hannigan, Ann Kerrigan, Zach Anderson, and our entire EBCAM up in the sky for their amazing work in preparing this broadcast and sharing it across the world. Thank you to Bob Condon, the man behind these microphones, for providing today's audio, working incredible hours, and for being a calming presence that I needed during this week. Thank you to C.N. Smith Farm, Happy Frog, and Special Occasion Rentals for providing the flowers, decorations, tickets, programs, and setup for today's ceremony. A very big thank you to Mr. Kiley, who's still up there texting me radar pictures as we speak, our custodial crew, who have played such a huge role in making today so successful, and a thank you to the students who are out here in the blazing sun this morning, putting tennis balls on all these chairs here and cleaning off our bleachers earlier today. Thank you to Kate and Nick Caposi for serving as Grand Marshals for this evening. Thank you to the East Bridgewater DPW, the Fire Department, and East Bridgewater Police Department for always being here for the schools today and every other day of the year. Thank you to Ms. Legault and Dr. Williams and members of our school committee for your leadership and constant guidance. Thank you to John Shea and Deb Vaughn, who always are working for and advocating for our students. Thank you to the class advisors. Thank you to Ms. Diaz. Thank you to Ms. McGovern for giving so much of yourselves for the sake of our students. Thank you to Mr. Patty and Ms. Welsh and the rest of our guidance department for not just helping over the past few weeks, but for all of the support and caring over the last few years. Thank you to Ms. MP, Mr. Dan Hatchfield, our music department, for being here, for being flexible, and for being understanding. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you to every parent, guardian, family member we see here in the stands who are watching at home, because without you, these graduates would not have achieved what they have today. And a few last thank yous go to the few who shouldered the biggest responsibilities to pull off this amazing event. Mr. Taylor, thank you for keeping the building running smoothly over these last few weeks as we've all been pulled in so many directions. Ms. Anderson, thank you isn't enough. You mean so much to the school and to these students sitting before us. To Ms. Sampson and to Ms. Tully, there are 1,000 things, details, last-minute worries, and you handled every one of them beautifully. Thank you. And finally, thank you to Mr. Ortenzi. Year after year, who's been here through a bunch of them, you are the force behind these scenes, making sure that this entire ceremony runs smoothly. Thank you very much. At this time, I would ask our graduates to please stand.
Oh, yeah. Yes, buddy.
I ask you to please move your tassels from the right to the left, and it is my honor and privilege to announce the East Bridgewater graduating class of 2023. As our students take a moment to gather their hats, I promised them I'd give them a minute. In a moment, I will be calling our class marshals to the fields. And just a few brief logistics. Our class marshals are going to lead our graduates down to those stone steps and beyond. Our faculty will fall in procession after our graduates. Our band will be playing the recessional as we move out, and we will stay here for pictures for as long as the skies permit, and we thank everyone for your patience, flexibility, and understanding. Kate and Nick, if you could come forward, please. Mr. Hatchfield, when you are ready. Go ahead, Kate. Go ahead, Nick.